Alright, hello everybody, Broke Boy back again with another video. And yeah, this video is going to be a playthrough of, not really a playthrough, it's going to be exactly what the title suggests. I'm going to be seeing if I can win at Mario Party 2 against difficult level CPUs without doing anything or trying in any of the minigames. So yeah, it's basically the same thing I did for Super Mario Party. And when I did it for that game, I actually ended up getting okay, so when I did it for that game, I actually ended up getting very close, but I believe I lost at the very end and I got second place because of the bonus star. So I guess this time let's try putting no bonus star in and see what happens. Something like that happens. But yeah, this is basically the exact type of video that I did for Super Mario Party. But I'm just going to be doing it in Mario Party 2 now. And obviously, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I said I'm not going to try at any of the mini-games. So that means I'm not going to do any action unless an action is required. So if you have to press a button, then I guess I'll well, actually I'm not sure if you ever actually have to, but I'm basically going to be trying to do nothing, or not try or do nothing for the most part in the mini games. So we're just gonna see what happens. So yeah, I guess this is probably my favorite, or one of my favorites, Mario Party games. And this is probably my favorite map as well. I really like the design. I think it's very trollish, and that's cool. And another thing I like about this map is the dual minigame. So if you've played Mario Party 2, you know that they have dual minigames, and in those minigames, well, it's pretty obvious since it's a duel, it's a 1v1. And I think they have like a specific dual minigame for each map or something like that, or most of the maps at least. And for this one, it's rock, paper, scissors. That's literally it. It's actually just rock, paper, scissors. Alright, I would try to get an item, but I already know that I can't time it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the left here. Let's see what the minigame is. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter, I'm not doing anything. So I guess I'll just keep talking. So like I was saying, the dual minigame for this map is literally just rock, paper, scissors. But they call it, I don't know if the actual official name is Rock, Paper, Mario or something like that. Or maybe it's Mario, Bowser, Peach, but I think it's Rock, Paper, Mario sounds more familiar. So it's rock, paper, scissors, but instead of rock, paper, scissors, it's Mario, Peach, and Bowser. So Mario defeats Bowser, Bowser defeats Peach, and Peach defeats Mario. So the thing I like about that is that, like, since it's rock, paper, scissors, it's like complete luck. Well, I guess you could argue that the psychological aspect of rock, paper, scissors makes it so that it's not total luck. But either way, regardless of what you think about that, I do enjoy the concept of rock, paper, scissors. And I really like that they included it as a minigame. And the fact that it's just so chaotic and that someone can easily just get lucky and there's not really anything you could have done to prevent it necessarily is pretty cool to me. So that's a big reason why I like this map. And I'm also just now remembering, as this minigame is starting, that there are battle minigames in this game. And that's basically gonna screw me over. At least if it's in something like this, right? Because, like I said, I'm not going to try in any of the minigames, so that means I'm basically guaranteed to fail at this. So, I basically have to just rely on an insane amount of luck if I'm going to want to win this the way I'm playing it. But I mean, that was kind of already obvious, wasn't it? I mean, there would be no way for me to actually win this without an insane amount of luck, but I guess the battle minigame just reminded me that I'm going to need even more luck. So yeah, don't know how this is going to work out, but it doesn't look good so far. So there's actually an item called the dueling glove in this game that you use to initiate a duel with a player of your choosing. So that's one way that duels can begin, and you just gain coins from it. I don't know if you can duel for stars. I don't know. But the other way is that I think during the last 10 turns or whatever, if you land on the same spot as someone else, you initiate a duel with them automatically. And then whoever initiates the duel has to decide on the number of coins that is being played for. And I'm not looking forward to having to mash. As I'm not a gamer, I do not mash very quickly. So yeah, this game... This game was the first Mario Party game to introduce items. But you can only have one item at a time. In future games, they upped it to 3, I believe. Something like that. It looks like I'm not going to get screwed over here, so that's good. Yeah, that's what we need. We basically need stuff like that to keep happening. Wait, I'm honestly... Okay, so see, these are games where I suppose I'd have a better chance of winning because it's a team game where I don't really have to do anything and I can just hopefully rely on my teammates to carry me. So these are 2 hard level CPUs, so they should have absolutely no trouble winning this. Yeah, so there. Got some coins there, thankfully. I just remembered, I was just thinking to myself just now, and I was like, oh wait, I have Mario Party Superstars too. Have I played that? And then I was like, oh wait, but the last video I did was not Super Mario Party, it was Mario Party Superstars. So did I ever even make a video with Super Mario Party? I actually can't remember, but I guess I'll just have to check that. Okay, well, I guess that just has like no net effect. I mean, it doesn't change the standings. Okay, so we're doing decently so far. I'll finish them. Which way did he say the parade's going to go? Let's just take it as this. Oh. There's a star. Well, let's just go up, I suppose. Hopefully I can win this game too. Ah, well, this is interesting because in this game, doing nothing is actually a valid strategy. I mean, I suppose you could argue it's a valid strategy in several other games as well, but this is the one game in particular, perhaps, where the game actually points out that doing nothing is like a strategic move that you can use. Apparently not in that case, but yeah. Hopefully these guys will come through. Alright, looking good. Come on, surely one hard level CPU can never beat 2 hard level CPU. Like, that should just be like a law. To have the same base power, then how can one possibly overcome 2? This is also a very trollish thing that happens. You lose like all of your coins, I think. So I just escaped that. You lose like, maybe not all, but a ton of them. Maybe it's sometimes all and sometimes some. And he just lost all of them. They get scammed, but they still celebrate when they get scammed and they lose a star. okay. You know, we're still in second. Things aren't looking too dire here. So it's just reminding me that I need to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I actually recently watched the 1993 version because I never watched it before. I had heard about it, and I heard that people hated on it, but I never actually saw it. But I was like, oh, I want to see that one day. You know, there's a few movies that you have to see before you die. You know, like there's that, The Last Airbender. What's the other one? I forgot. Damn, 17 points. Well, looks like I might not get the star. Oh, there's still a chance it's farther down, right? Alright, well, the normal strategy in these types of games is camping, right? So this should theoretically be effective. You could never defeat the Avengers on their own. But if I could get them to kill each other... Oh. But then, the problem is I can't shoot him now, so... Do I get any coins for second? No, right? It's okay. It's okay. But yes, I did recently watch Super Mario Bros. The 1993 film. And I must say, I did not find it as bad as many people have described it. I actually thought it was pretty good. You see, it offered a very unique perspective, a unique artistic interpretation of the Mario universe. And it presented it in a very realistic way. Because you're saying, like, if these guys were to actually exist, what's the closest it would possibly look to real life? And that's what they did. They said, if Mario and Luigi were real, assuming they were real, as realistic as you could possibly make it, if they were to actually exist in real life, it would look like this. So I actually found that to be quite interesting, and I could see where they were trying to go, you know? So I definitely didn't think the movie was as terrible as many people had implied. Alright, so this is going to be tough. There's a chance that I'll have enough coins, but I'm probably going to lose this game. And I have to go through the baby Bowser, who's most likely going to take away 5 coins from me. So I have to find some way to get like 8 more coins afterwards. So I either have to get low rolls or something has to happen where I get lucky. So it's possible, but it's looking a little difficult. Yes, I would certainly like to. Oh, that's not good, is it? For some reason I thought she would get like an extra dice roll, because then if you don't pass anyone, it's basically useless. But I guess it's just saying you have to be close to something. Yeah, so... Oh, but this just cancels it out. Failed to notice that. But it looks like I actually cannot reach. So... Oh, I just land on a question space either way, huh? I suppose I may as well just go down. I don't have a skeleton key. I played this earlier. It's very difficult to defeat the CPUs on hard level on this. If you happen to be the person who's playing by themselves, and you have to go up against hard level CPUs, it's very difficult to get them to fall. You can see even Mario struggling with it. You're just very, very skilled. So an interesting thing about this game that I heard is that, as you know, this is Mario Party 2, so there was one Mario Party before it, also for the Nintendo 64, which was the console that this game was released on. And the first game was known simply, as you would probably expect, as Mario Party. So in that game, they actually made an error, a small error with regards to English grammar. So they would always put the word wins after the name of whoever won the minigame that was played. But the thing about that was, I guess I used the word later, it was I'd like to steal some coins from Peach. Only 16? I'd say that's pretty good, actually. Okay. I didn't have a choice to go any other way, did I? I don't think I did. I only had the option to use the warp block. So that's alright. I suppose I don't lose too many coins. Yes, like I was saying, they would always put the word wins after whoever won the minigame. So it makes sense when it's only one person winning the minigames, and you say, for example, Peach wins. But as you can see, they also have 2v2 and 1v3 games. And there they would list all the names of the players who won. So if it was Mario and Luigi versus Peach and Wario, and Mario and Luigi won the minigame, it would still say Mario and Luigi wins. So for people who speak English, they know that obviously that's improper grammar. It should be Mario and Luigi win. So in this game, they amended that and they just changed the word to won so that it still applies and makes grammatical sense, regardless of whether it's a single person or multiple people winning. So you could say Mario won, you could say Mario and Luigi won, because that's just how the grammar works for some reason. Yeah, that's just an interesting little tidbit. And this is not me steering, guys. My hands are not on the controller right now. This is all Luigi. But I don't think it matters much because it looks like we're already doomed to lose anyway. So it wouldn't make much of a difference. Unless Mario and Peach somehow fall down. You know, couples driving can often be chaotic. Wonder if you can just like, what would happen if I just mashed in the beginning to gain speed, and then I just let Luigi steer the entire time? Would I actually win? Because it doesn't look like we're that far behind right now. Okay, so I guess that answers my question. I recall a video that I watched several years ago about how Mario must be upset that he's rescued Peach so many times and she never seems to be more than just a tad bit affectionate to him. Like, he's rescued her countless times from Bowser, and all she does is just give him a kiss or something, and then that's it. Like, he must be upset about her. He must be upset about that. And some people even suggest, like, she owes him way more than a kiss. He's rescued her so many times, so surely he deserves a bit more than a kiss right now. But to those people, I would say, but Mario is a true hero. Mario does not rescue Peach because he's looking for something in return. He just rescues Peach because he knows it's the right thing to do. Where's the stone? So I have to go down and then it does let me go down, doesn't it? Oh, but I don't have a key. That's the only way to access it is with a key. I suppose I am somewhat far away. These two guys are here, so what say I, well, it's not really that much more efficient. But, what say I take a gamble and get rid of this item that I have here. I knew it. Oh well, it's just as well. But yes, like I was saying, Mario is a true hero. He doesn't do it for the prize. He does it because, due to his strong moral values, he knows that rescuing the princess is simply the right thing to do. He's a true hero. The true hero does not seek adulation. He fights for righteousness and justice simply because it's his nature. And that is exactly who Mario is. That is, until you watch those Nico BBQ videos about how Mario is not a hero and game theory. Yeah, those were pretty compelling, but still, you know, if he were a true hero, then everything. If you maintain that he is, then everything that I just said makes some sense. That's not good. Yeah, the game really screwed me over here. I mean, I had a 33% chance of switching with Mario. I was aiming to switch with either Luigi or Peach, but unfortunately I did end up switching with Mario, and that just cost me all my coins. So we're back to square one here. Going to take a massive turn of events if we're going to pull through this one with a W. Right now it looks to be a rather daunting task. They get scammed, but they're still so joyful that they've just received an item. I mean, they probably don't even recognize what a scam is. Oh, really? You didn't want to give me -3 coins? Why not just give me negative coins? So yeah, it was looking okay, but doesn't look too good now. You know what? Actually, I'm happy. I don't want to play these horrible minigames anymore. If I play, I just lose to the hard level CPUs, so it's better like this. Without even. It's better when I don't even have to try. Better to die by my own hand than by the hand of AI. Perhaps it was the last 5 turns that the dueling rule becomes active. So it appears right now. How about a Bowser Revolution? That would really serve me well. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost like I could somehow control the game so that I would achieve my desired outcome. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I knew immediately after I said that was going to happen. I just knew it. Okay, well, at least I'll pick up 10 coins here. You know, an interesting thing about the argument for Mario not being a hero is that multiple times it uses the way that Mario treats Luigi as evidence to support its claim. So for example, they say, at the ending of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I'm not actually going to lose this right now. I guess my theory has been swiftly refuted. But, yeah, they say things such as, at the ending of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, after the day has been saved once again, Mario gets into a hot air balloon to fly away on a nice ride with Peach, and Luigi holds the door open for them. And as he's about to follow them into the balloon, Mario just lets the door close and Luigi is left in the dust. What a disrespectful action by Mario towards his own brother, no less. And there was that other game, like Mario Sluggers or something, or some kind of sports game, where it's like, Luigi gets the trophy, and look at Mario. He pretends to act happy for him. He shakes his hand while he digs his foot into Luigi's foot, and Luigi is left confused as to what is going on. How could Mario be so salty and disrespectful towards his own brother, no less? And when you observe those arguments, well, I don't even have enough coins to be able to steal anyone's coins. What kind of logic is that? Like, when I'm most in need of coins, I still need to pay just so I can get anything. Because we've got to have money. But yes, those arguments seem rather compelling when they are first observed. But this thought occurred to me. We don't know everything that happens behind the scenes, do we? We only know what has been presented to us in the games. And it's particularly interesting in this case because it's a sibling relationship, and we all know that for the most part, people just treat their siblings like crap. And that's accepted because they're their family, and it's like, oh, we know, yeah, we know we still love each other, but it's our siblings, so like, come on, we don't have to act all respectful and everything all the time. That's an attitude that many people share. So, if that's the case, then why should we judge Mario's moral character based on these actions? He was getting into a hot air balloon with Peach, for example. Let's look at that scenario. If you look at that just by itself even, not even talking that much about what I just said about the siblings and everything, what if he just didn't even notice that Luigi was there? And then the door just happened to close. Or what if Luigi had put toothpaste in his Oreos the day before, and this was Mario's way of saying, yeah, how do you like it? I'm gonna get back at you. Then we would say, oh, of course, that's justified now, because most people think that revenge is justified. That's a different debate, but most people would then think, oh, Mario's not evil, he's just getting back at him. How do we know Luigi didn't do something like that? We don't know everything that happens in the game's universe, rather. We only know what it has shown us. And Mario just digging his foot into Luigi's foot? They're siblings. Is that really the worst thing that has been done between siblings? No, it's not. And people who have siblings can easily attest to this. Their siblings have probably played the most cruel, malicious, heartless pranks on them. So what Mario did simply pales in comparison to what people's siblings have done to them and still do to them. Like, he stepped on his foot while shaking his hand and laughing at him. And then you're gonna say he's evil? You're gonna use that to tell me that he's an evil person and he's not a hero? No. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, pal. Like, the guy literally saved the universe more times than you can count on one hand. But because he stepped on his brother's foot on one time, he must be evil now. right? That because he's totally an evil person. Forget the times he saved the universe. He stepped on his brother's foot while shaking his hand and laughing. Look how evil he is. He must be evil. No. No. I don't buy it. Don't come at me with those ridiculous arguments, man. I mean, the game looks to be pretty much over at this moment. I can't afford it, man. I'm broker than a college student right now. Okay, maybe the game's not over. You know, there's still a small chance. I shouldn't just give up. There's no reason to give up. Give up? No, I never give up. I simply transcend the situation. You see, anything that I can't do can just easily be explained away by valid excuses. That's not me giving up. That's called transcending the situation. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. There's no reason to quit on the game or anything like that. You know, this is Mario Party. Anything can happen. You know, you never know. Someone could just land on a chance time and completely change standings. I'm not super far behind. Unless this is new. The game's not over. You know, the comeback is still possible. It's never over in Mario Kart. Okay, well, that was a minor setback. But there's still a chance to come back. Alright, we can win this. We can win this. Thinking about playing Kirby's Return to Dreamland, but simply nothing to do in that game which hasn't already been done. Well, even if we don't win this, we at least picked up a few coins. Or maybe it was a couple, I don't know. Doesn't matter. So we... Do we just hope this lands on 2? Or no, it doesn't. Wait. Well, that's a shame. Did I land on 1 every time? Or was it just most of the time? Anyway, got 3 coins, not bad. We're still in this. We're still in. Alright, this is where I don't get extra coins because this map controls you. Or maybe it still does. Oh, maybe I do. I don't remember actually. Maybe it's sometimes. Okay, yeah, no, I think this map, it always gives the last place person extra coins. So there, we got that. That's all you need. That's just a shift in momentum, you know? That's the turning point. That's where we, that's what we use as a springboard to kind of take off and begin to stage an epic comeback. Not impossible, it's not impossible. There goes the stone. That's okay, you know, it's still not impossible. A man is never truly defeated until he believes he has been. Okay, seriously? I remember playing this game many years ago. And the first time I actually played it was on Dolphin Emulator, and it was on my phone. And what I just remember about that was, I suppose, slightly funny, although it won't sound all that funny just being told verbally, but there was an option on the emulator to increase the speed of the game. So it could be like 200% or maybe even 500% or something. And I would utilize that option sometimes because, as you know, you simply have to wait for the CPUs to take their turn. So I was like, speed this up. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on, 2 times speed or 5 times or whatever. And it was just funny because you know how when is it Baby Bowser or is it Koopa Kid? I don't know. Whatever it is, same thing basically. When that guy would tell you where the star is, he kind of like waves his arms back and forth, right? And then at the end, during his last message, he waves it even faster. So it just looked really funny when you increase the speed to like 500. He just waves his arms like super fast and then super faster. And yeah, it's not funny when I tell you, but it just looked kind of funny. He was just waving his arms. So this is the dual mini game that I was speaking about earlier. And it's just rock, paper, scissors. So you're gonna see rock, paper, Mario, yes. And all you have to do is press one button. Actually, I wonder what happens if I don't press anything. Does it just like override or what? But yes, that's it. That's all it is. And I think that really embodies what Mario Party should be about, in my opinion. Okay, the game may or may not be over. Well, I suppose it's never over as long as chance time is still here. There is a chance time somewhere, is there? But yeah, that was the arm waving thing I was just talking about. It looked really funny at 500 speed. But is there a chance time with this? 'Cause I guess that still means there's a chance. If not, then it looks like it's pretty much impossible. That's not me giving up. That's just saying that it's like logically impossible. Alright, let's get this bread. Game's hard. I'm sorry, but how does that make any sense? Does he just like... Okay, no, that doesn't make any sense. Is this like the Squid Game type game? I don't know, I never watched it. I don't watch mainstream television, sorry guys. It's just not my style. The more people talk about something, the less I want to watch it. At least if it's a television show. I mean, if I hear someone say that they're watching Breaking Bad one more time, I'm actually going to lose it. I don't know why, what it is about this show that I will not watch. But it seems that in the past year, every single person I've talked to has watched Breaking Bad recently for some reason. And I'm like, why is everyone watching this show from like 2008 when the rest of the time they just complain that anything that's not from the 2020s decade is too old? Yet this is supposed to be peak television. They're like, oh, I'm serious. I literally never knew what peak television was until I watched Breaking Bad. You will not believe it. You have to watch the show. No, I have not watched the show. The more people tell me that they've watched Breaking Bad, the more my desire to watch Breaking Bad decreases. And it is now already in the negatives. It already was in the negatives, now it's just a bigger negative. Just every person just increases it. I don't know what it it is. Maybe it's just the idea of this hive mind. But the thought of watching a show that everyone else is watching at the same time, just no. It kind of sounds like propaganda. This must be like a plot from the government. Everyone must watch this show, or else. No, not watch your mainstream shows. It's a shame I almost have enough coins to steal a star. It's funny when people just get stuck in that loop for so long. Wonder if Mario will choose Mario and Peach will choose Peach. Wow, he's betting. We got Mr. James Holzhauer over here. They both chose neither of them. How interesting. Oh. What an incredible upset. It's within my grasp. I can at least add some respectability to the scoreline. Maybe we can win this. The last time it looked just plain rigged. Like, he had a clear shot, and then the shell just moved away, because it's like, wait, this isn't supposed to happen. The two CPUs are supposed to win. But as we all know, what's one of the number one rules? One of the number one rules doesn't make sense. What's one of the extremely important rules of life? Everything is fixed, rigged, and all variables tweaked a certain way to make a certain outcome. Absolutely 100%. Never forget that. It's applicable in so many situations. Speaking of, is that coming my way? It's coming my way. Oh. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, how do you like it, punk? Oh, it's the last one. So I guess it is over. Well, it was certainly a valiant effort, if I do say so myself. I'm at least going to get this one star, unless something crazy happens somehow while I'm bothering to get an item. You would have learned it on the At last, after so many minutes of waiting, I shall have my sweet reward in the form of my very own bright shining star. And I'm still in last place. But that's okay. You know, it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. Wait. Or is it the other way? I don't know. It's not about winning, it's about sending a message. I mean, it's not about winning, it's about having fun. I mean, win or lose, no matter, you make good fight, boys leave you alone. Yeah, that was right. Bumper balls, what an awesome game. Well, I suppose that's it. We have concluded from empirical evidence that I cannot win against hard CPUs in Mario Party 2 while doing nothing in all minigames. Thank you, everyone, for watching. There's no need to even end this. I mean, watch till the end of this cutscene, because seen it a million times. I lost, and that's all we came here to find out. So, thank you everyone for watching. Congratulations, Peach, on a very well played game. The true deserved winner, and goodbye.